To another episode of The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. You're listening to us live on MSP Waves Radio, hosted by the Minnow Support Project, a community of Steemit users who are dedicated to helping newcomers to the Steem blockchain achieve success through community building, networking, and mutual support. I'm DJ I'm DJ Damashii, also known as Rodeo670 on Steemit, and you're tuning in to the 10th live broadcast of The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's been tuning in to my show every week and who's supported me along the way as I worked my way up to this 10th episode. You guys are all awesome, and I really appreciate the support that you've been giving and the feedback. And I'm so grateful that you choose to spend 2 hours of your night every Wednesday with me, and just to listen to me talk about EDM and play some music for you guys. But before I begin with the rest of my show, I do have to inform you all that MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii is provided for educational and informational purposes only. So, for those of you who have been tuning into my show, you know that I like to start it off by playing a song. Just kind of set the tone for everything. So I'm going to start this show off, the 10th show, with one of my favorite classic trance songs. This is Exploration of Space by Cosmic Gate. All right. Again, everyone, that was Exploration of Space by Cosmic Gate. It's one of my favorite classic trance tracks. It's just, I don't know, there's just something about it that really, it just really moves me, you know? Anyway, so, again, you're listening to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. This is the 10th episode. Huge accomplishment in my eyes. I never, when I embarked on this journey to hosting this radio show on MSP Waves, I never, I don't know, I didn't know how it would turn out. I didn't know if I would last 10 episodes. But here I am, 10 episodes later, and I'm here with you guys, and you guys are here with me, and I really appreciate that. So last week's show, it was all about hardstyle. I dedicated it to my best friend, who's recovering from surgery right now, still recovering. And it kind of sucks, honestly, because he's in recovery mode, and that's because he's recovering from surgery. He's unable to go to Get Lucky with me, and that'll be the first EDM festival that I've gone to without him there with me since we started going to festivals together, which was back in my God, I can't talk tonight. Last year, Global Dance Festival is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so this week, this show will be all about trance, which in addition, alongside hardstyle is, one of my favorite genres of EDM. So tonight, to celebrate this 10th episode of The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii, I'm holding a giveaway for Get Lucky Day 2, which is the trance day of Get Lucky. And so this giveaway, it's aimed at Utah residents or Utah ravers, people in the local area. But if you're in a neighboring state and you can totally make the trip down to Salt Lake City this weekend, you're more than welcome to participate in this giveaway as well. I'll drop more details about that later on in the show. But this giveaway, coming up with this giveaway for this show actually is what inspired me to make this show about trance tonight. So before I continue, actually, I wanted to read something for you guys. And this is because I've been promoting this show like hardcore on Facebook and across all social medias to get people to try to tune in tonight for this 10th episode. Specifically social media groups centered around Utah. So hopefully, if there are any people who are tuning in for the first time ever, people who saw my posts on the other social media sites, hopefully this thing that I'm about to read will kind of set the stage for you guys and kind of give you a real picture of what we're all about here on the Dancing Dreamers. So this thing that I'm going to read you guys right now, it's a really old document that got posted on the internet way back in the day. Like, I'm talking over a decade ago. And it was posted by some random person on the internet who they just posted it anonymously. So honestly, nobody knows who wrote this. But when I discovered it, I actually only recently discovered it. And by recently, I mean like, a few years ago, right? But when I first read this thing, I was just like, I was so floored because I was like, wow, this is it. This truly is a raver's manifesto. Like, this is what we are all about. This is what the lifestyle is about. So I wanted to start this off and read this for you guys. This is the Raver's Manifesto. And it goes. Alright. Serious mode now. Raver's Manifesto. Our emotional state of choice is ecstasy. Our nourishment of choice is love. Our addiction of choice is technology. Our religion of choice is music. Our currency of choice is knowledge. Our politics of choice is none. Our society of choice is utopian, though we know it will never be. You may hate us, you may dismiss us, you may misunderstand us, You may be unaware of our existence. We are not criminals. We are not disillusioned. We are not drug addicts. We are not naive children. We are one massive global tribal village that transcends man-made laws, physical geography, and time itself. We are the massive, one massive. We were first drawn by the sound from far away. The thunderous, muffled, echoing beat was comparable to a mother's heart soothing a child in her womb of concrete, steel, and electric wiring. We were drawn back into this womb, and there in the heat, the dampness, and the darkness of it all, we came to accept that we are all equal. Not only to the darkness and to ourselves, but to the very music slamming into us and passing through our souls. We are all equal, and somewhere around 35 hertz, we could feel the hand of God at our backs, pushing us forward, pushing us to push ourselves, pushing us to turn to the person beside us, to join hands and uplift them by sharing the uncontrollable joy we felt from creating this magical bubble that can, for one evening, protect us from the horrors, atrocities, and pollution of the outside world. It is in that very instant, with these initial realizations, that each of us was truly born. We continue to pack our bodies into clubs or warehouses or buildings you have abandoned and left for naught, and we bring life to them for one night. Strong, throbbing, vibrant life in its purest, most intense, most hedonistic form. In these makeshift spaces, we seek to shed ourselves of the burden of uncertainty for a future you have been unable to stabilize and secure for us. We seek to relinquish our inhibitions and free ourselves from the shackles and restraints you have put on us for your own peace of mind. We seek to rewrite the programming that you have tried to indoctrinate us with since the moment we were born. Programming that tells us to hate, that tells us to judge, that tells us to stuff ourselves into the nearest and most convenient pigeonhole possible. Programming that even tells us to climb ladders for you, jump through hoops, and run through mazes and get onto a hamster's wheel. Programming that tells us to eat from the shiny silver spoon you're trying to feed us with, instead of nourish ourselves with our own capable hands. Programming that tells us to close our minds instead of open them. Until the sun rises to burn your eyes by revealing the dystopian reality of a world you have created for us, we dance fiercely with our brothers and sisters in celebration of our life, of our culture, and of the values we believe in. These are peace, love, freedom, tolerance, unity, harmony, statement, responsibility, and respect. Our enemy of choice is ignorance. Our weapon of choice is information. Our crime of choice is breaking and challenging whatever laws you feel you need to put in place to stop us from celebrating our existence. But know that while you may shut down any given party on any given night in any given city, in any given country on this beautiful planet, you can never shut down the entire party. You do not have access to that switch, no matter what you may think. The music will never stop. The heartbeat will never fade. The party will never end. I am a raver, and this is my manifesto. Oh, man. Oh, so good. Like I said, that is amazing. I love it so much. I feel like it truly describes who we are as ravers and what we stand for. You know, like it's just very all-encompassing, I feel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If anybody's listening for the first time, hopefully you guys could resonate with that and relate with the message that we put forth in that. If you guys are in the audience right now, somebody's asking how they can listen in. If you guys could help them out and direct them over to the audio channel I would greatly appreciate that. I actually, you know what? I'm just gonna play a song and then I'll join in on the audience chat and help them. So to start off, this epic night of trance feels. I'm going to play you guys a song by Above and Beyond, which is one of my favorite trance acts of all time. I love these guys so much, and this is one of my favorite songs of all time by Above and Beyond. This is Sun and Moon. Oh my god, guys. I I got way too carried away with singing along to this song that I almost missed the fact that it was about to end. And I totally would have missed my cue to come back on the air. That's how much I love this song, guys. Like it's just so good. Like you just feel so much emotion just from hearing this music play. Like the words are so deep and so heartfelt. You know, it's so good. I can't talk it up enough. You know, again, that was Sun and Moon by Above and Beyond. So, oh man, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who's tuning in right now. You guys are all awesome. I've been trying to help these people who responded to my social media posts on other platforms who have been having issues trying to join the channel to listen to the show and participate in the audience chat for the giveaway tonight. But yeah, hopefully we can figure this stuff out. But in the meantime, let's continue with the show. So, like last week's show, tonight's show will be less of me talking and more music playing. Yeah, this week it's because I ended up choosing like a lot of great songs for my playlist, and I really want to go through as many of them as I can before I end my show tonight. So yeah, so basically the process of like how I plan out these shows, I first choose the music that I'm gonna play. I create my playlist first. And then after my songs have been selected, that's when I start planning out the outline and I start deciding what it is I'm going to be talking about and whatnot. So with that said, I just said I won't be talking much. So here's the next song for you guys. This one is Serendipity by Gabriel and Dresden. Once again, everyone, that was Serendipity by Gabriel and Dresden. All right, so you're listening to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. I can see that there are actually a few people who've responded to my social media posts and have tuned in. So welcome, you guys, for being here. Thank you for being here. It really means a lot that you took the time out of your night to tune in and give this show a shot. I know you guys are just here for the giveaway, but hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of the show as well. And if you like it, hopefully you'll tune in more often. So, last week with my hardstyle show, I went over the history of hardstyle. But this week I'm not going to go into all that for trance because trance music goes way, way further back. And we would be here all night if I tried to provide the same like in-depth history of trance that I provided for hardstyle last week. But tonight is a special show, not only for this giveaway, not only for this 10th episode celebration thing, but it's also because I'm here to announce for everyone who's listening this new initiative that I'm starting, which also ties into this giveaway that I'm doing, actually. It's called Raving through Steem. And the reason I decided to launch this initiative is because for me, I've been funding my raving adventures over the past, like, I think 3 or 4 months or so, entirely through the money that I've been generating through Steemit posts. And so one of the things that I've noticed that people always say that, like, oh, I want to go to all these festivals, but I don't have any money, or I can't afford to allocate that much money towards going to all these EDM festivals and shows. But I fully and truly believe in the power of Steemit, and I mean it's proof, you know, like I've used my Steem funds to fund my raving activities, and if I can do it, you guys can too. We can all start raving through Steem, and that's why I started this initiative, which I'll go into further detail later. Because I feel like I've just been talking a little too long right now. So here's another track for you guys. This one is The District by Andrew Bayer. All right. Again, that was The District by Andrew Bayer. Let's see. So, if you guys are familiar, those who are listening right now, the people who came onto the radio show through my posts on Facebook and all these other social media platforms, you might have noticed that so far a lot of the tracks that I've played have been artists on the Get Lucky lineup. That was intentional, but I filled out the rest of my show tonight with some other trance tracks, which you'll hear later. And these tracks actually ended up being Anjunabeats artists as well. But this whole like Anjunabeats takeover of my show was completely accidental. That was not what I planned to do. It just kind of happened. So it fits, because I'm doing this giveaway for Get Lucky Day 2, which is the Anjunabeats takeover of Get Lucky. Anyway, uh, here's a classic trance track that everybody should recognize this song, actually, even people who aren't all that into EDM. This one is Ecstasy by ATB. Again, everyone, that was Ecstasy by ATB. You're listening to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. And I just wanted to take this time to thank everybody who's tuning in right now in the audience channel. I see Artemis North is listening, Asan Intrigue, Bucky Dirtle is here, Cope, Menno, Nib101, Pensive, Toriko is here, Philodendron, Pollux, Primer, Rondon, Rebel Dan, Robo Raver, Stacy Jean, Sid Vicious, Exo Honey, and Zelenisic. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you being here with me tonight. So, before I go into my next segment, I do have to remind everybody that MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii is provided for educational and informational purposes only. So, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time tonight, I typically like to include a little bit of esotericism in my shows when it comes to these topics that I talk about pertaining to the EDM culture and lifestyle that we are all a part of. And so one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, just very briefly, like I said, I'm not going to be talking much tonight. It's going to be so much music. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is the effect that that music or sound in general has on our bodies. This is something that actually has been studied in depth by actual scientists. It's not like some frou-frou mystical stuff that is unbased in reality or whatever. It's a study called cymatics, and it's so basically these people studied how sound affects matter. And a lot of times people do this. You've probably seen videos on Facebook or other social media of people who put like a plate on top of some speakers or whatever, and they pour like salt or something, and once they turn on the sound, all of a sudden the salt particles like rearrange themselves according to the sound, and it's so cool. You have to check it out. One of the most famous videos actually about cymatics is this video where this dude, like, he plays, it's a musical track actually, but in this music video he goes through like all these different tools. Like there's one that's like it's a bar that shoots out fire, but it only shoots out the fire according to how the music is playing. And then there's this one where you can see the sound waves rippling through the water. It's really cool. You guys should check it out sometime. Anyway, so I want to talk about the effect that music has on our bodies, in particular trance music, as opposed to dubstep, for instance, which I actually discussed the subject of cymatics in one of my previous episodes, the episode where I talked about dubstep for the entire episode. And so with trance music, in the dubstep episode, I mentioned how, if you listen to too much dubstep all the time and you're listening to nothing but dubstep all the time and heavy bass music, it could, and I'm saying could because, I'm not an expert in this field, and there's no way I could possibly know and say with, absolute certainty that it always does this. But it could affect your body negatively and affect, the cells in your body and kind of rearrange them towards a more negative, darker energy, so to speak. I know that I myself, when I listen to way too much dubstep and rhythm, I can just feel the darkness kind of like taking hold of me. As ridiculous as that might sound to some people right now who are listening, right? I know that people who listen to dubstep and rhythm know what I mean. It's very dark. It's a very dark sound, and you just can't help but feel like you're just falling into this like pit of darkness if you listen to it way too much, Whereas with trance music, if you listen to it a lot, you can't help but feel very like uplifted and euphoric and just happy in general, And so I feel like if you choose to listen to trance a lot, that could possibly have a positive effect on, not just your body, but your general mentality, your mindset, your outlook on life. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. That's about as far as I'll go into the esotericism of it all for tonight. let me just play you guys another song now. This is Wonderfall by Cold Blue. All right, everyone. Once again, that was Wonderfall by Cold Blue. Oh man, I just want to say thank you again to everybody who's still here with us and still listening. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys being here. So I'm gonna take a little break from all of this trance talk right now to go a little bit further into detail about this Raving Through Steem initiative that I mentioned earlier in my show. So, like I said earlier, I decided to launch this Raving Through Steem initiative because I've seen for myself how it's possible to completely fully fund, your raving activities through Steem. And so I wanted to start this initiative, one, to try to grow the EDM community on the Steemit platform, because I feel like that's one thing that's lacking right now on the platform is a larger EDM presence. There's definitely a lot of EDM enthusiasts on the platform. It's just I feel like we don't have enough right now. So this Raving Through Steem initiative is my attempt to try to grow our community here on Steemit. And two, I wanted to help ravers out. To help those people who say that, I wish I could go to a festival, but I just can't afford to put that kind of money forward. And so before I go into that, I guess I should back up a little and explain what Raving Through Steem entails. So as part of this Raving Through Steem initiative, I plan on buying an additional ticket to all of the shows and EDM festivals that I go to. And I plan on doing more giveaways like the one I'm about to do tonight, to try to help people, just help people experience this amazing EDM culture and lifestyle that I love so much. And I feel like once you experience it for yourself, you'll love it too, And so that's like the biggest reason is that I really just want to help people, and I want to give back to this amazing EDM community that has impacted my life so much. I just want to help spread the plur vibes everywhere. So I launched this Raving Through Steem initiative, and hopefully if the EDM community on Steemit grows, and hopefully if my posts continue to make, a decent amount of money, hopefully my post payouts will even grow further over time, as this initiative grows. I plan on, just helping people rave basically. And I want to, and it's not just me buying people tickets, I definitely, like I said, my goal is to help people do what I do and start raving through Steem. So, whoever wins this giveaway tonight, if you're willing, I'm definitely willing to get with you sometime and show you how I achieved, whatever success I've achieved so far on Steemit, and how I've been able to fund my raving activities through Steem. I definitely am always willing to teach people and show them how they can do it too. Because if I can do it, you guys can too. And the more people we have raving through Steem, the more people we'll have going to events, and just the happier the EDM community will be, basically, because we're all just going to be growing together. And I love that so much. So before I go, my mind is all over the place tonight, guys. Sorry, I'm so hyped up over the fact that this is my 10th episode, so my mind is just going 1,000 places at once right now. And I keep forgetting to mention to all who are listening tonight, in particular the people who have tuned in for this giveaway, in my second hour of my show, I typically like to open it up for people to come on the air with me, to talk about their raving experiences, and just tell everybody, what got you into raving and why you love raving so much, that kind of stuff. So if any of you guys who are tuning in for the first time tonight, and are listening, are willing to come on the air with me and be my guest tonight, I would really appreciate that, and you guys would be awesome. There's no need to be nervous about anything. Like, this is completely no pressure. Everybody here who's listening is super chill, and we love hearing from people, and I love facilitating the sharing of this like personal EDM experiences with people. So Please stay tuned for that. Hopefully, if you're willing to come on the air with me, let me know in the audience chat, and we can definitely set that up. But before I continue, I'm going to play another song for you guys. This is one of my favorite songs by Dash Berlin, and I'm gonna play it because Dash Berlin is doing a classics set at EDC this year, and I'm so excited. I was so happy when I saw that announcement that there was going to be a Dash Berlin classics set, because Dash Berlin, unfortunately, like many other people who started out in trance and became big through trance music, he's kind of moved on from his original trance sound, and so it's. I mean, I still love Dash Berlin. Don't get me wrong. Just like I still love Tiesto, but I will always prefer, classic Dash Berlin and classic Tiesto back in the days when they were very, very trance centric. So anyway, this is "World Falls Apart" by Dash Berlin. Oh my god. Guys, I I almost did it again. I got so carried away with singing along to this song that I almost forgot the song was about to end. That's just the power that trance music has on me, you know. I get so carried away in the feels, and everything else just kind of like falls away and gives way to the music, and I just get carried away all the time, every time. I love it though. I can't complain. I just want to say thank you again to everybody who is tuning in right now. I really do appreciate you guys. All of you guys are awesome for being here. Especially all these first-time listeners who are here tuning in tonight because of this giveaway that I'm running tonight. So for those of you who are still tuning in right now, I think, and I'm not entirely sure, obviously, because they didn't really say anything, but I think I've pieced together that Primer, RoboRaver, Sid Vicious, and Exo Honey are all people who have tuned in tonight for the giveaway. So if you guys are all here, let me know in the audience chat so I can start this giveaway and explain how it'll work. I see that RoboRaver is active in the audience chat. I haven't seen anything from Sid Vicious or Exo Honey or Primer though. So hopefully I hear something from them soon. If not, then it's looking like RoboRaver will be the only one rolling the dice, which means he may just end up being the one winner of the ticket. So let's see if you guys I'm gonna give you guys like a few more minutes just to tune in and respond. Hopefully you guys are listening, but if not, we're gonna go over cool Zelenistic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. You said I almost got it right earlier. So you're here too. That's awesome. All right. Well, we have 2 people now. That's a good thing. Let's see. While I'm giving you guys the other people some time to pop in, let's see. By 6:10, it's 6:07 right now. By 6:10, if the other people haven't said anything, I'm going. I see Sid Vicious is typing. Nice. All right, that's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to give, I guess Primer is the only one left that we're waiting for. I see that he has muted the radio, though, so he's not going to hear this. But I will still stick to my guns, and I'll say that 6:10. It's 6:07 right now. By 6:10, if Primer hasn't popped in, then I'm going to start. I'm going to start the giveaway, and I will explain how it'll all happen for you guys. In the meantime, I'm just gonna, I don't know, I guess I'll just I'll say that I love trance music, and I'm really excited to rave again this weekend at Get Lucky. I will be going to both days because dubstep is kind of like a guilty pleasure for me. I definitely get down on dubstep. I love headbanging. I'm huge. Well, I'm not as huge on dubstep as most people are, but I love it, and I definitely I will rage and I will headbang. I love it. but trance, I love how they set it up, honestly. Soundwaves Photon is requesting Wicked Game like he always does for every show. Soundwaves Photon, if I can find a rave version, like an EDM version of Wicked Game, I will consider playing that one of these weeks for you. Actually, funny story about Wicked Game. Now that you mention it, Soundwaves Photon, I've been hearing that song so many times lately. Ever since Crimson Clad played the hymn version of it on her show last Thursday, I've heard it like 4 or 5 other times from different like sources, and it's crazy. I don't understand why Wicked Game is haunting me like this, but it is. I'm not complaining though because it's a good song. I actually enjoy that song. Sid Vicious just asked me who my favorite dubstep artist is, and this is going to be very basic of me, but I will have to say Excision. And it's not just because of his sound and the music that he produces. I love that so much. You know, I've loved Excision ever since like 2011 when I first saw him in LA on the X tour. And his sound is amazing, and his musical prowess is just, it's like no other. It's unparalleled. But I really love Excision. He's my favorite dubstep artist, because he made a post once upon a time on Facebook, about, like, I think somebody had asked him about, like, why... I don't even remember what the question was, but Excision's response to this question was basically, I'm no different than any one of you guys, and what I'm doing right now, any and every one of you can do the exact same thing and experience the same kind of success. You just have to set your heart to it and put your all and give it your all, and just, you know, put the work in, and you can be as successful as I am. I'm no one special, you know, and I loved that so much. His human side really just came out, you know. And in addition to that, you can really tell that Excision really cares about his people. You know, he cares about his fans so much. I remember when Lost Lands was being planned last year, Excision put out a post in his group, that he has personally seen to it that none of the vendors at Lost Lands will charge more than $2 for water. And that was amazing, because as ravers, you know that venues and vendors will always charge you up the wazoo for water, which is ridiculous, because, I mean, water is life, you know, and water is arguably the single most important thing at a rave. And yet you have these people trying to capitalize on our need to survive at a rave, basically. Anyway, it is now 6:11, and I haven't heard back from Primer, so unfortunately, Primer, I guess that means you won't be participating. So, Robo Raver, Sid Vicious, Exo Honey, and Zelenisik, thank you for being here. So the way this giveaway will work, is we're going to roll the dice. So, on Discord, because you guys are all here on the Discord app, there is a bot called Tatsumaki, and she can roll dice for us. So part of this giveaway will be us rolling the dice, and to do that, you'll have to type lowercase t ! And then hit the space, and then put oh my god, Rondon, what is the command for dice? I can't remember right now. As many times as I've played Dice Bitches on Aggro's show, I cannot for the life of me remember what the command is. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's lowercase t ! And then the word dice, and then you're gonna hit the space bar after the word dice, and then put 10d10, which is 10 10-sided dice. So I'm gonna give you guys an example right now, and it'll look just like that. So the bot will roll 10 10-sided dice for you and give you an end result number, just like that. So I'm going to start this off, and how it goes is I'm going to roll the dice first, and then whatever number I get, you guys will have to beat, essentially. Well, actually, I don't know if I should do it like that. So the reason I'm doing it this way is because this is how Aggroed, and for those of you who are tuning in right now and have no idea who I'm talking about, Aggroed is like the head honcho here at the Minnow Support Project. And he does this thing called Dice Bitches every week on his weekly radio show. And so he does it where he rolls the dice first and everybody else has to beat that number, and it goes in rounds. And so, well, you know what? Let's just try it that way and see what happens. So I'm going to officially roll my dice now. And so hopefully you guys will get it. All right. Here's my roll. Oh, man, that's pretty low. You guys are all going to beat me, probably. All right, so feel free to enter your rolls in now, guys. Let's see what happens. Oh, my God. You know what? I've actually... I totally spaced the fact that I'm supposed to be playing music right now while this dice thing is going on. I realized because I suddenly became silent and there was dead air for a while. Anyway, while this game is going on, I'm going to play Barber's Adagio for Strings by Paul Oakenfold. All right, everyone. Again, that was Barber's Adagio for Strings by Paul Oakenfold. You're listening to us live on MSP Waves Radio. This is The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii. And we just did the giveaway for the Saturday ticket to Get Lucky. And so I just want to congratulate RoboRaver for winning the dice rolls. It looks like you were the one who got lucky tonight. So the way this works, I don't know if you read the post on Steemit that I made that fully detailed and described how this is going to work and what my criteria is for this giveaway. But basically, you're going to have to meet up with me on Saturday when the doors open to get your ticket. And the reason why I'm requiring the winner of this giveaway to meet me when the doors open is because part of this whole like giveaway thing that I'm doing for the local area for Utah Ravers is I want to encourage people to go to the shows early, to go to these festivals early, so that you guys can catch the local talents that open these festivals. Because a lot of times, in terms of these music festivals, you'll always hear people say, oh, we don't have to get there early, we can get there late because the people that play first are always just locals and, you know, they don't matter or whatever. And I think that's a really, really bad way to look at things. Like, I mean, all these people, these locals, you know, these no names, quote unquote, that people like to call them no names. Like they're trying their hardest and getting their music out there, and for a lot of them, playing music festivals like this is their first big break, you know, and it's their first shot at really getting their sound out there for people to hear. And when you really think about it, all these big names that we know and love, you know, Ferry Corsten and Paul Oakenfold, Above and Beyond, they all started from nowhere too, once upon a time. They were all once upon a time, you know, the opening acts, the nobodies that nobody knew. So, yeah, that's why I made it a requirement for this giveaway, and this is a requirement that I'll have for all my future giveaways in Utah anyway, that you have to meet me when the doors open. Excuse me. Whew. Anyway, yeah, that's awesome. RoboRaver said he's always there at the doors open, so that's awesome. We shouldn't have any problems then. Stick around after the show ends, RoboRaver, so I can get your contact info and stuff, and we can coordinate this so we can get it done. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Sid Vicious, Exo Honey, Zelenisik, RoboRaver. You guys are awesome for tuning in and giving this radio show a shot. I know you guys were just here for the giveaway tonight, but I hope that through tuning in to tonight's show, you'll consider tuning in again next week and in future weeks for this show. And you know, not only that, I hope that you'll tell your friends about this radio show so we can really grow the EDM community on Steemit. The next step for you guys will be to check out Steemit and see what it's all about, and to see how much money people can make on here. Because you really can, I swear to God, you really can start raving through Steem, and you really can fully fund your raving activities through the money that you make off of this platform. It's amazing. It blows my mind. I know it's a subject of much skepticism for a lot of people. I've been trying to push and promote Steemit for so long. And a lot of people, you know, they meet me with like, oh, you're trying to scam us or whatever. But I promise, if you give it a shot and you check it out, you'll see that it's legitimate and people actually make, you know, real money, and people use that money to, you know, basically survive in the world. So yeah, it's awesome. And I hope that you guys will check it out. And if you guys have any questions about Steemit, you know, feel free to ask me sometime. Either through here on Discord or from the Facebook page for this radio show. I'm definitely always willing to answer your questions and help out in any way I can. Because like I said, my goal for this Raving Through Steem initiative is to grow the EDM community on Steemit. So the more of you guys that decide to check it out, you know, the better. And like the larger our EDM community will be. You know, and the more that people come on to Steemit, you know, people in the EDM community, the more artists will feel incentivized to actually give the platform a shot. Because one of the things that I got super excited about last year was when Blau actually joined Steemit, guys, and he made a post, just one post, about the power of Steem, and he just, after that post, he never came back for some reason, and I don't know why. I tried reaching out to him on Facebook, and I never heard anything back. So I kind of just chalked it up to he checked it out and decided that there wasn't a big enough EDM presence on Steemit, and that's why he didn't want to come back anymore. So hopefully you guys will check it out and tell all your friends about it and give it a shot, because I honestly believe that if we grow the EDM community on Steemit, we will start to see EDM artists on Steemit, and they will start posting on the Steem blockchain. And at that point, I mean, it'll all be downhill from there. Like, Steemit will explode, and it'll launch into the mainstream, which is everybody's dream here on Steemit. You know, we're all waiting for that day when it happens. And if I can do my part to try to facilitate that kind of growth, then I'm going to. And that's why I launched this Raving Through Steem initiative. So, yeah. Oh, man. I've been talking your ear off now. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway. Yeah. So, let me just remind you guys again that MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii is provided for educational and informational purposes only. All right. And with that, because I've been talking for so long, I'm going to play you guys another song. But when we come back from this musical break, I will open the lineup for guests. So feel free to come on. I believe Rebel Dan has agreed to come on. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. But before that, let me play my favorite song by Goriella. This is Anahera. All right. Again, everyone, that was Anahera by Goriella. Oh man, what a beautiful, beautiful song. The very first time I heard that song was from the Goriella documentary From the Heavens, and oh man, I'm not even embarrassed to admit this, but I was moved to tears. I was bawling my eyes out when I first heard this song because of how much it just moved me. I can't even explain it honestly, but if you're a raver, I know you understand what I'm trying to say. It's just the power of music is phenomenal. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so we are now opening the show for guests, and Rebel Dan has agreed to come on the air with me and talk to us about his. Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Hold on one second. Robo Raver just asked me to post up the song name. I'm just gonna type it in the audience chat right now. There you go. Let's see. Where is Rebel Dan? Rebel Dan. Let's move you into live on air. And then I'm gonna join him on the live on air. All right, Rebel Dan, can you hear me? Let's see. He's not responding. I hope you can hear me. Let's see. Do you have like push to talk enabled, or I don't know, because I can't hear anything if you're saying anything right now, Rebel Dan. Yeah, I can't hear anything from him. Crap. Well, hopefully he can get that figured out. I see his thing lighting up, but I'm not hearing anything. I can see your circle lighting up right now, Rebel Dan, but I'm not hearing anything coming from your end. Live radio, right, guys? This is what I get for always just leaving the hour open for guests instead of like pre-scheduling everyone like Main Event does for his show. Oh man. Let's see. Well, Rondon has joined the channel to, I don't know, maybe to test out Rebel Dan's audio. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, anyway, while we try to figure this out, I guess I'm just going to talk to you guys more about why I love trance so much. Oh yeah, that's I have push to talk enabled on Discord. That's why you couldn't hear me, Rondon. Every time I have a guest on, I have to like use push to talk whenever I want to talk to him. Let's see. Yeah, I can't hear anything from Rebel Dan yet. So, anyway, let me play you guys another song while we try to get this thing figured out. This is Karma by Sunny Lax. right. So, we couldn't figure out Rebel Dan's audio situation. So unfortunately, we won't be hearing from him tonight, which sucks. But it's tonight. Actually, tonight is a prime example of even when things don't work out the way you plan or the way you hope, they still kind of work out because it is now 6:41 p.m. There's about 20 minutes left on this show, and I actually have enough music on my playlist to play to take up the rest of our time on the show tonight. Yeah, we'll have to hear from you in one of our future episodes, Rebel Dan. It sounds like you've been raving for a long time and definitely have your fair share of stories to share with us. And I'm really, really looking forward to hearing those. So maybe next week, maybe one of these other weeks, we'll get together before the show and work out your audio and figure that out so that the show that you do end up guesting on will flow a lot smoother, and there won't be any of these hiccups that live radio tends to bring about. Yeah, you guys are listening to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio, and I really appreciate you guys being here tonight, honestly. This is my 10th episode. I'm celebrating in style. I just did a giveaway for a day 2 ticket to Get Lucky here in Salt Lake City, which takes place this weekend. It's a local EDM festival, and everybody's been all hyped up about it. And I'm happy that I'm in a place in life right now because of my success on Steemit, that I'm able to give back to the EDM community, and that's why I decided to do that giveaway, which Robo Raver won. And Robo Raver is actually he's been at work listening to the show, so it's cool that he's just at work listening to the show and he ended up winning this ticket. So with that, I'm going to play you guys the next track, which is Nimbus by Oliver Smith. All right, everyone. Again, that was Nimbus by Oliver Smith. And because we are coming up on the end of the show, I'm just going to go right ahead and play this next song for you guys. This next one is What We're Living For by Paul Van Dyke. All right. Again, everyone, that was What We're Living For by Paul Van Dyke. Oh, man. All right. Well, this is the end of the 10th episode of the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii. Unfortunately, I didn't have a guest tonight in my second hour, so that was different. But it's cool because my very first episode of this show, I wasn't able to get a guest either because we couldn't get his audio to work out. So I suppose tonight on this 10th episode, I've come full circle. Um, so I just wanted to take this time to thank everybody who's still tuning in, who soldiered on and stuck through the show. You guys are awesome. I see the Ancapolo's here. Artemis North, Claiborne, Cope, Jay Folkman, Nib 101, Peshish Mena, Philodendron, Pollux, Rebel Dan, Robo Raver is still here with us. Amber Uper is here, Soundwaves Photon, Stacy Jean, Yudneth, and Zelenisic. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for tuning into the show and for sticking through all the way to the very end. You guys are all awesome, and I appreciate you guys so much. I can't thank you enough for being here and celebrating this 10th episode with me. And congratulations again to Robo Raver for winning the Day 2 ticket to Get Lucky. We will talk after the show and get details and stuff and work all that stuff out. And finally, I just wanted to say thank you again to Globocop and Rondon and the station managers at MSP Waves Radio for allowing me to have this show and for supporting my efforts every step along the way. And now, everyone, I'm going to leave you guys with this track that I always close my shows out with. It is a song that truly speaks to my heart and really I feel like encompasses the raver spirit and the raver mentality. So this is Ordinary Life by The Prophet. Well, this is the first time that I've ended up finishing the song before the actual end of my time slot. So, well, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting this to happen, but you guys have me for another like 20 seconds or so. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you appreciated this night of trance music. And I hope that, you guys will continue to listen every week. And coming up next, actually, I was just saying how I forgot to promote Menno's show, right? Coming up next is Menno with Songwriter Shop Talk, or I think that's what it's called. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I'll be tuning in, and I hope you guys tune in and show some support for Menno and his show. See you guys next week.